Hello and welcome back to Market House, the podcast where we talk all things Disney. My name is Caleb and I am the host of this show, but you know what? I should probably edit that intro since Caitlin's back. My wife is back to record with us for this episode.
Hey guys!
And I dragged her back in here to share some thoughts on our last trip. We just got back from a Disney trip, so I thought it'd be a good time to kind of share our thoughts and what we thought about the trip.
Yep, just a little Disneyland trip report.
Yep. So, but first, we need to dive into the news before we jump into that trip report. So, let's go ahead and do that. All right. First up, we have the Obi-Wan Kenobi teaser trailer dropping, and that is the new limited series coming to Disney Plus, which looks absolutely amazing. It's going to be released on May 25th, again, exclusively on Disney Plus, and it's a limited series. So I don't know if it's not going to be like Mandalorian where we get 3 or 4 seasons, but that trailer got me so hyped.
Oh, I'm so excited. Can we just talk for a moment about Hayden Christensen?
Yeah, he's coming back.
I can't even believe it.
Yeah, Anakin Skywalker / Darth Vader.
Oh my gosh.
Spoiler alert if you haven't seen the original movies.
Once again.
No, this looks really good. Right when Duel of the Fates popped on and started blaring in that trailer, I got freaking chills. It reminded me of being in a 7-year-old, with my lightsaber.
Caleb lost his mind when he was watching this trailer.
I got very excited, to say the least. So anyways, excited to see Obi-Wan Kenobi release. Finally, again, it's coming May 25th to Disney+. Next up, we have another Disney Plus release coming soon, and that is Moon Knight is coming out on March 30th. This was announced quite a while ago, but it's just one of those things where it's coming back in the news because it's coming out so soon. So at the end of this month, this new Marvel product or person is coming out. I don't know much about Moon Knight. All I know is that he's played by Oscar Isaac, who we all know and love from Star Wars as Poe Dameron. He was actually in Dune, which is not a Disney movie, but that's a movie we love here in this house.
So good.
But anyways, he's coming out. It looks like a very PG-13 show.
Yeah.
Which I'm a little curious how people are going to respond to Mandalorian was PG-13.
Yeah, but this one just seems a little bit more
It's dark.
Yeah.
So I think this is going to be the most adult Marvel series we've seen to date, especially on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
So anyways, that looks
to
interesting. I don't know if you're going to love it. I don't know, maybe.
We'll see. We'll try. Yeah.
We'll give it a shot. We usually watch one episode, and then if you usually bow out, and then I'll finish it out. So anyways, all right, cool. Moon Knight releases on March 30th.
Next up, we have the new live-action Pinocchio coming straight to Disney Plus sometime in September, I believe. But this one is actually going to be featuring Tom Hanks, which I don't know about you guys. I love Tom Hanks. He's the one person I wish I could meet at the park. I think he's amazing. So I'm really looking forward to seeing this. Another interesting note that we did find is that Netflix is actually going to be releasing Pinocchio as well in the same year.
Yeah, so it comes out. So you've got this live action, which we all know Disney's live action stuff is constantly releasing. They're always, they're kind of redoing all their movies. But within 2-3 months, you have Netflix, their own version. It's I think it's a stop motion. So it's kind of that weird animation style. That's coming out, and I believe that's Guillermo del Toro who's directing that. And you have a bunch of big name actors coming in to do the voice acting. So it's going to be a different spin. And I don't know. We'll see.
I feel like with the Netflix one, doesn't he normally do more creepy stuff?
Yeah, it's very off-putting movies usually.
Yeah. So we'll see. Well, you'll have one
Pan's
creepy
Labyrinth.
one. Yeah, you'll have one creepy one to watch, and then you'll have one
Family
more.
friendly.
Oh, yeah, with Tom Hanks.
Yeah. But cool to see Tom Hanks coming in with the Disney Plus.
Yes.
But also another unique, which kind of bums me. I don't know if it bums me out. That's not the right term, but it's coming straight to Disney Plus, which I wonder. It makes me wonder what Disney's confidence in how successful this movie will be.
Yeah,
that it's not getting a theatrical release, but anyways.
I'm excited that it is. I like watching them on the couch with my blanket.
Yep,
and
true.
But yeah, and then also another note is Tom Hanks is playing Geppetto.
Yeah. He's not playing. He's not playing.
He's
Pinocchio.
not Pinocchio.
No, that's a lot of CGI. So no, he's playing Geppetto. But yeah, nope. Live action Pinocchio coming September. So the Festival of Fantasy Parade has returned to Magic Kingdom this week, actually yesterday as of this recording, and that's their newest parade, I believe. I think, if I'm remembering correctly, it debuted right before the world shut down. And but anyways, it's a big deal that this parade has come back. We don't only just get cavalcades, but we have a full-on parade returning to a Disney park. Not so much on the West Coast just yet, but hopefully that's announced soon. But the interesting thing about this new parade is you'll be able to reserve preferred seating using Genie Plus. So it looks like if you pay on the East Coast, it's $15 per day, right? So you get access to, we all know what it is now, but you get access to rides, right? Cutting the line, kind of like Fast Pass. But now, not only do you get that, but now it looks like you're going to be able to get preferred seating in a parade. So I'm curious what this means for us on the West Coast, if they're going to announce if you maybe pay for Genie Plus, you get preferred seating for World of Color. So anyways, it's interesting. No one knows, I don't think, a lot quite yet. They just said, hey, soon you should be able to reserve this preferred seating via the app. So we'll see what that looks like. But anyways, curious, it could have some implications for us over here in Disneyland.
Our last bit of news involves some new mugs that just showed up at Disneyland and California Adventure at Starbucks. The new mugs are purple and yellow, and then the one in DCA is orange and yellow. And I do have to say, these are some of my favorite Starbucks mugs that I've seen so far. The Disneyland one has Haunted Mansion. It looks like it has Indiana Jones on it. Has some new Star Wars scenes. And what was the other one that I love? Like the churros on there. Yeah. It's a really pretty mug. And it's more like a lavender purple and then kind of like a mustard yellow, you would say. And then the DCA one is really unique as well.
Yeah, it has a lot of featured. Again, these are, I don't think you mentioned this, but this is part of the Been There series. Which, if you already know what we're talking about, it features a ton of different attractions and shows, and anything kind of iconic in the park is presented on these mugs. So, Caitlin has the Disneyland one in her hand. I'm looking at the DCA one right now, and it's got Pixar Pier, it's got Carthay Circle, it's got a Cars tractor, it's got the Grizzly Peak bear on there. So, anyways, it just it features a lot of fun attractions. So the reason why we bought these ones was, again, we believe they're new because we have the old ones, aren't old, I mean, they're only a year old. It features, they're different colors and they feature different attractions. So anyways, they got our money again, and they actually raised the price on them.
They did.
So when I first bought them, they were $20 a piece.
Yeah, I think they were $19.99 and they're currently $22.99.
Yeah, so $3 extra.
You know what? I'm a sucker for them. They're so cute.
I know. Yeah, they get our money every time. So anyways, new Been There series mugs at the Starbucks in both DCA and Disneyland. Grab them while you can. All right, and that brings us to our main segment today, and that is our March trip report. We actually just returned from our trip last weekend, and that was actually during the opening weekend of Food and Wine Festival, which was fun and unplanned.
Yeah, I miss it already.
I know, I miss it too.
I want to go back.
But yeah, we booked the trip a couple months ago, and then we looked at the upcoming events, and it was like Food and Wine Festival opens March 4th, and I'm like, shoot,
it was perfect timing because that weekend was sold out.
Yeah, it actually sold out.
We went back and looked at it.
Yep. So anyways, we grabbed those 2 months in advance, and they ended up selling out. So really excited to be. I don't think we've ever been there for an opening weekend of anything.
I don't think so.
We always miss it by a couple weeks. So anyways, that was fun. It was overall a great trip. Again, another reminder of why we love that park so much, or that resort. But anyways, it didn't start off very well. I guess it's
a little bumpy at the beginning.
A little bumpy in the beginning. And let me tell you why. And that's thanks to Southwest Airlines not sponsoring this podcast. Because we did not have a great experience. And we always fly Southwest because, again, we live in Sacramento. So it's a straight shot. And that's the only, I think, airline that offers a straight, just Sacramento to specifically John Wayne. You can get Sacramento to LAX all day long with any of the airlines. But to John Wayne or Long Beach, which are much closer to the parks, Southwest, I believe, is the only airline that offers a direct hour flight, essentially, which is very nice and convenient and usually cheap. But anyways, it didn't go well. So sure enough, we show up to the airport. I forgot what it was called there for a second. The airport, hour and a half early, like you're supposed to, like good boys and girls.
Got our Starbucks. Yeah,
we're ready, right? We got our Starbucks. We got our egg bites, our cups of coffee, and we go, okay, let's go look at what, gate we're at. And we go all the time. So we usually go, it's either, whatever, B14 or B18. It's kind of the go-tos. I look up at the sign and it says, now departing. I think it was supposed to leave at 1:55. It says, now departing at 5:05.
Yeah, and this was 15 minutes before we were supposed to board. So we were kind of like...
Very confused.
What?
Yeah, like it went from not like 1:55 to 2:30 to 3 to 3. It went from 1:55, 5:05.
Yeah, and it was that moment when everyone received the text.
Yeah, we all got a text on our phone.
Popped up like.
Yeah, it went from perfectly calm, normal to what the heck's going on. So right when I got that text message, I said that ain't happening. So I jumped up out of my seat, and in the meantime, while they said, hey. Your new flight leaves at 5:05, and by the way, your gate changed from B whatever to whatever. I ran over to that new gate so quick because I'm like, I'm not doing this and waiting here all day because we had to sit there for another 3.5 hours or something like that.
Yeah.
So anyways, I run down to this new gate and I tell the lady, hey, I really need your help. We want to be down there. We booked this flight at 2:00 for a reason.
Yeah.
And, we had we just had plans to be down in SoCal. So anyways, I said, if you can get us down there earlier, that'd be much appreciated since you've delayed us that long. So long story short, there's a lot of back and forth. She was surprised too to see that the flight was delayed that long. She goes, hey, I don't have anything. And then right in the middle of her sentence, she goes, you know what? 2 seats just opened up on the 3:00, right? Was it 3 something?
Yeah, and that was the only other one going out that wasn't full.
Only other flight that wasn't full.
Yeah,
so she said, 2 seats opened up. You want them? And I was like, sure. But then, what the curveball, which I wasn't sure I wanted to accept him yet, was that she said, I can't guarantee your bag's going to get down there because we checked a bag. The one time we checked a bag.
Yeah, the one time. Yeah. But that one guy, that Southwest employee, he's the MVP.
Saved the day. So anyways, he overheard that and said, no, I'll guarantee your bag gets on there. I've got time.
That's so nice.
He was a really nice guy. So anyways, he made it happen. But it was a little frustrating. So we got the last 2 seats. We were literally the last 2 to board.
Yeah.
It was a full flight. And
we made it.
Yeah, we didn't sit together. That was kind of lame, but we made it. We made it down there. So down there an hour or 2 after than what we expected. It was better than 5:05. So anyways, that was our start. So it wasn't fantastic. So anyways, we get down there. Of course, now we're landing around rush hour. So we're in the car a little long. Had a very nice Uber driver. Mm-hmm. Dropped us off at the Hyatt Regency, which is where we stayed.
Yeah.
And it was a good hotel. I love that hotel. I've stayed there a ton. I used to go down there for work a lot, so I used to stay down there for conferences and stuff. But we stayed down there a few times for Disney.
Yeah, they just newly renovated it. Was it a couple years ago? Right before COVID?
No.
Or during
right
COVID?
after COVID.
Yeah, and the rooms are really nice. I think the only con of that hotel is it's a little far.
Yeah.
I think it's like a 30-ish.
It's a 35
minutes to get to the park if you walk. So I'd highly recommend the shuttle. But, the rooms are comfy. It's clean. They have a Starbucks in the lobby down below, which is great because you can get a quick little coffee or breakfast quick.
It's way shorter line than...
Oh, yeah.
And you can mobile order.
Which is very nice.
Yeah, we didn't see that until the second day, but you can mobile order your food and your drinks before you even go downstairs.
Yeah.
So you can be still in your pajamas, getting ready, and get your coffee on the way to the park. So I prefer to grab it down there than the parks.
Yeah.
Because you're standing in the park line for 40 minutes.
Yeah, and then their shuttle that they have actually take you right up into what's that area called? Where all the cast members get dropped off. I feel like only the lucky buses that drop you off.
Yeah, because they have different drop-offs in the Esplanade there.
Yes.
And some unlucky hotels get the back super far away from the front gate. This one's right next to the cast member pickup. So it's a nice, convenient location. Yeah, so the shuttle is a must-have. You mentioned that.
Yeah, and the drivers are so sweet.
Yeah. So, nice. And it's $6 a day for the shuttle, which is, I would say, worth it. Again, I know it adds up when you got kids, so family, it can get expensive, but it saves their little feet from walking 35 minutes to start the day and end the day. So anyways, we walked the first night, and I was like, we're getting the shuttle tomorrow. Yeah. But anyways, great hotel. Again, newly renovated rooms, but a little far from the park. But anyways, we show up. This is our first night, so we finally are in the park, again, later than expected. Yeah. And we look at each other and go, I want a big, fat bacon cheeseburger.
Oh, yeah. Only the best.
Only the best.
Where do we go?
Smoke Jumpers Grill.
Yes.
It's our go-to. I know it's not, it's not a filet mignon or some fancy whatever, but we love that. We love that restaurant. It serves consistent, good food.
Yeah.
And anyways, we wanted that. So we were hankering for some Smoke Jumpers Grill.
Yep.
So we had reservations to Disneyland, though. So that's a problem.
Yes.
The Smoke Jumpers Grill is in DCA. Mm-hmm. So we go, you know what? Let's check in. Let's go through the turnstiles at Disneyland. and let's turn right around and go into DCA.
Yeah, because we weren't really sure how that worked since our first park was Disneyland. And then
I think you have to check in.
That's what we thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So lo and behold, I don't know, we did something wrong. So we go into Disneyland, immediately exit within a minute. You got a picture of, I think, Minnie or something like that.
Yeah.
We immediately exit and walk over to DCA.
Yeah.
Scan our passes, and the guy goes, did you go into Disneyland today? I was like, yeah, we just came from there. How long were we over there? I don't know, a minute. And that's when he was like, oh, okay. And I need to get a supervisor to override this. And I said, override what?
So it was interesting because we kind of had to, he's like, can you just step to the side? So we kind of waited to the side for a couple minutes, and he had to wait for a manager to come over. And then she questioned us. She's like, hey, were you guys just at Disneyland? And Caleb and I are looking at each other like, yes.
Yeah. Is that a problem?
Are we not supposed to be?
Yeah.
Is something going on? But yeah, so she asked, and she's like, okay. She didn't really give any explanation. She's like, okay, I'll go ahead and key it in. And then both of us looked at each other. Later, I mean, we'll tell you later on in the podcast what happened, but this happened again. But as of now, we're kind of like, that was weird.
Yeah.
But we were too hungry to really think about anything. So we're like, we head straight over to Smoke Jumpers.
Yeah. So we kind of shrugged our shoulders and said, okay, anyways, that was weird. So anyways, headed over to Smoke Jumpers, had an amazing dinner. I think anything tastes good after being starving like that. Mm-hmm. But what we did differently this time was we sat on the opposite side of the restaurant than we usually do.
And we sat outside.
Yeah, right next to Soarin' too.
I loved that.
So you have seating right next to the entrance of Soarin', and it is awesome. You hear the music, all the people getting in line. It's just a cool ambiance.
I would highly recommend you sitting outside to eat dinner or whatever, especially when it's like dark outside because all the lights are on. It was a really unique experience. I loved it.
No, it was great. So yeah, had a great meal there. So that kind of saved the night, was our meal experience at Smoke Jumpers.
Mm-hmm. But then my favorite part happened next. We had a new food item that we tried.
Yeah. So again, I think this is a good time to kind of go over the whole entire food experience for the trip. So we're going to take this time and basically just run down all the good food stuff we experienced during this trip. Yes. So we're going to jump around days a little bit. So yeah, we went and ate our Smoke Jumpers, and we said, you know what? I've got a sweet tooth. Yes. So we walked through Pixar Pier, your favorite area right now. You're obsessed with it.
I'm obsessed with it. I don't know what happened. I just
used
love
to not like
walking
it that
around.
much.
No, like the first time we went, I was kind of like, okay, this is cool.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, I love being able just to walk around, especially at night. Yeah. You hear the Incredicoaster. Mm-hmm. There's music playing. It's just, I love
Emotional
the environment.
Oh,
I love it.
Out music.
Yeah. But Caleb had a really good idea this time. We walked into the Bing Bong like gift shop.
Bing Bong.
Bing Bong. Yeah. And he found, that there's like these little, Disney has these little bags of candies that you can buy.
Very overpriced candy. You can probably buy at Target.
But you know what?
For $2.
He picked up the chocolate. They're just basically caramels dipped in chocolate. And we walked around really Pixar Pier eating those. It was so much fun, and they were delicious. It was kind of in between like a Rolo and a Milk Dud. Yeah. Kind of chewier.
Yeah, like right in between those two. So really good. Yeah,
very good.
It was really good. So again, it was one of those like spur of the moment, like let's try something new. We always do the same stuff every single time. I usually get ice cream. I get a Sprinkles cupcake. Yeah. So I said, you know what? Yeah, we're going to grab something new and something that you can kind of like just grab in the backpack and just snack on.
Which was really nice to have during the whole trip because you can snack on them at the hotel. You can do it when you're waiting in line.
And that one bag got us through the whole 3 days.
Yeah, that was, we got
our money's worth.
I'm kind of sad that we didn't get another bag when we got
for the home.
Yeah.
For the home.
For the home.
For the house. Yeah, that would have been nice. But anyways, we tried something new. Those little milk chocolate caramels are really good. And I think the bag's like $8. But you know what? While in Disney, forget it, man.
You have to do it.
Spend that cash. So
especially on the sweets.
It was good. I have a giant sweet tooth, so that helped aid that sweet tooth.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of sweet things and not so sweet things all at the same time, Sprinkles cupcakes.
That's our favorite.
It is a staple in this house. Because they have, again, I'm gluten-free. I have celiac disease, so I have to eat gluten-free, and they have some of the best gluten-free desserts I've ever had.
Yeah, they have two cupcakes, lemon blueberry. And then red velvet,
which is like their staple.
Yeah, and then they have a gluten-free brownie and a gluten-free chocolate chip cookie.
So they have 4 different desserts for me.
Right.
And all of them are great. All of them are amazing. I've had every single one, and they're fantastic. But this is the flipping curveball thing that's bothering me a little bit, is that, number one, they raised the prices, I think. If I remember correctly, they weren't this expensive. I paid $12 for 2 gluten-free cupcakes. $6 a pop. Yeah. And to add insult to injury, they don't offer Magic Key discounts anymore.
No, they took it away.
So I know that sounds like you kind of entitled, like, I don't get my discounts. But when you're used to it, and you get 10% knocked off, it's not, a ton of money, but it helps, you know? It makes it stings a little less. So That's kind of weird. They don't offer a discount. They raise prices. So it is an expensive date to go to Sprinkles.
Yeah.
So anyways.
I don't know about you.
I still bought them.
We definitely still have to go back maybe just once a trip. Maybe not. Because, we would do it a couple times. Because the red, you guys have to go try the red velvet cupcake. Even though it's gluten-free, I don't have any, I don't have celiac disease or anything like that. And the red velvet gluten-free cupcake is out of this world. It is so good. Very,
very good. So, again, a little bummed. Try it out, but maybe don't go as often as we were going because you'll have to get a second mortgage on your home. Next food-related item we have here is I think we discovered a new hack. And I don't want to, publicize it too much and get either Starbucks in trouble, like that poor employee that helped. I don't know. It's not really, you're not breaking any rules, but the water bottles at Starbucks, which is specifically the location in downtown Disney.
Yes.
Sells, and this, we're going to act like this is oh my God, you're going to save so much money.
No, but little tips are good.
Yeah. So as many of you know, the Dasani water bottles in the park are $4 a piece, which is not cheap. At the Starbucks, they're only $3.50. So you're saving really 50 cents. I was surprised. I thought they'd be the same price. And on top of that, you can ask for water, cups of water, and they gave us 2 venti-sized cups of water with our purchased Dasani water.
Yes, but I also wanted to let you know, I'm not entirely sure if they did that because we bought a water bottle. I don't know if the lady was just being nice because sometimes they're sticklers and they're like, hey, no, I can give you a tall cup. I'm not going to give you a venti. You have to buy something. So just be careful if you go try this out.
May vary
and they're like, no.
Hack. But yeah, if you're saving a little bit of money as well as getting some free water. It was one of those at the end of the night, we were both like, I am so thirsty. And I was tired of paying for those water bottles. And usually we do get a little cup of water when we eat. Yeah. But when we're walking around, I will stop by and grab a $4 water bottle because I don't want to.
We chug water all day, so we're used to having we go everywhere with our water bottles. That's now.
So anyways, it's to save 50 cents. I advise if you're in the downtown Disney area, go ahead and load up on a couple waters and get that free water while you're at it. Mm-hmm. Another new thing we tried is the Poultry Palace on Pixar Pier.
So good,
so amazing, and this is why we had never tried it. Was I assumed. I saw a chicken drumstick box. My mind went straight to KFC. This is fried chicken. Yeah. I can't have it. I cannot partake in this chicken experience because I'm gluten-free. But that's my ignorance because, no, they are gluten-free, totally. Mm-hmm. They're battered in something, but they swore up and down. I'm really sensitive, so I would have gotten sick. So they're definitely gluten-free.
It's not fried in normal batter, and it's not like a panko crumb. I don't know what it is, but the seasoning on it is very, very good.
Really good. So it comes with 3 chicken drumsticks, some slaw, which I'm not a huge fan of, barbecue sauce to dip in.
Mm-hmm. And then we bought a corn on the cob.
Oh, yeah.
And then you can either get, I think it's tahini on it, or you can get butter. We got the buttered version, and their corn on the cob is very good.
It was just because it was different. We got some white meat in the park. We usually were eating beef the whole time or pork. I don't know. So it was nice to have some chicken. Yeah. And then as well, to have some corn on the cob. I don't know. It was a messy meal. I had juice all over my face.
Yeah, but it was fine. We ate it next to Jesse's Critter. Is it Critter Carousel?
Yeah.
We ate it next to there, and one thing I did have to mention is normally sometimes I'm nervous that the drumsticks we're not gonna have a ton of meat on them. These things were packed.
Yeah,
they were juicy.
Yep. Yeah. Filled with those.
I'm getting hungry.
Antibiotics or whatever they use to beef them up. No, I'm just kidding. That Tyson chicken.
Yeah.
But no, it was really good. Something new and not too pricey, right? Wasn't like it was $70 or anything.
No.
But no, good meal experience there. And then finally, it's kind of ending this segment on a lame note, but the cast members seemed less knowledgeable on allergy stuff this time than normal.
Yeah. And we're going to preface this starting off with, normally, cast members are amazing with Caleb with his allergy. They're super accommodating. They'll be like, oh, you know what? I'm going to go grab the chef for you. We're going to make sure that we're getting everything taken care of, make sure there's no cross-contamination.
Yep.
There was multiple times this trip where they kind of were like, oh, I don't know. Like we'd ask the question like, hey, I think we were at one of the food booths for Food and Wine. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, is this gluten-free? And the cast member was like, I don't know. Yeah. Like there was no can we look at that? And he's check? Like, yeah. And I'm like, do you have a menu that we can look at? Because for the Food and Wine booths, they don't label the allergies anymore, like on the outside menus when you walk up.
Yeah.
So we were asking like, hey, do you have anything? He's like, oh yeah, I guess I can get that. So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Like, sure, I guess you annoy me.
I don't know if he just gets like people, this is a preference. He's kind of like, oh, you guys are being annoying.
I don't know.
And I'm like, no, like.
Yeah, at the same time, I'm like, I'm going to sound like a baby, but like that's one of the pros or one of the cool things about going to a Disney park was that I felt normal for a weekend, right? Here at home, anywhere really, you constantly have to be looking over your, like, okay, hey man, do you mind changing your gloves before, you're touching fried chicken, then touching my thing? Or like, hey man, are you sure this is gluten-free? I really can't have it. I'm going to get really sick. So Disney always made me feel way more normal and more safe because they go, oh my gosh, man, you have an allergy. Let me go grab that chef really quick. We're going to take care of you. This time around, it was more of like, yeah, I don't know, bro. Like, sorry about that. I'm like,
it was
okay.
just a bummer.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a training thing. Again, I know, companies are going through weird staffing issues. So maybe they're all new and they said, I didn't get training on this. So I can't really speak to that. So it's okay. Again, it wasn't a make or break experience, but it was a little, lame to see that not as tight as it once was.
Yeah. Well, we're hoping that it'll get better though. But
yeah. But food and wine. Let's talk about food and wine. You just mentioned it. So we were there opening weekend. It opened on March 4th, and we were there for it. So they do a fantastic job usually with these, what do you call them, festivals.
Yeah.
And it's newer to the West Coast. Epcot's always had these crazy big events, and they are sharing the love for us over here in DCA. So to start off, the booths look amazing.
I love
They
it.
look like straight, like they belong there. They look like they've been there for years.
Yeah.
They look like actual structures that cannot leave the ground. I know they're mobile because they can pick them up and put them on a truck bed and take them out. But I'm not going to name, but like other theme parks, they don't do them as like permanent looking.
No,
so
it's kind of like this, the pop-up fence
like a tent.
around them. Yeah.
Like a white tent they'll pop up like you can buy at Sam's Club for $160.
These ones are all themed and they have nice, cool names and...
Very well done. So Disney does a fantastic job with the food booths. They look beautiful, have straight up light. I don't know. They have big moving signs and stuff. It's really cool. So fits with the part of the park they're in. Yeah, it's all tied together. So very good. Unfortunately, like we mentioned before, not a lot of GF options or gluten-free. Sorry, this time around.
There was only there wasn't a ton. It was mainly alcoholic drinks, which was nice because normally you can't have a lot of those.
Yeah. And I was looking to get absolutely wasted on this trip. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't listen. He's fine. But yeah, not a ton. There was a few things he can have, which we'll mention in a little bit. But I do hope that I feel like Disney used to be really good with a ton of allergy options, whether it's wheat or you can't have dairy or fish, whatever it is. So it was a bummer.
It was a bummer. And they didn't indicate it on the menus like they usually do. So when you're walking past, I had no idea if I could have anything.
And the lines were long.
Very long. So I'm like, I'm going to wait in line for 45 minutes and then go, hey, do you have anything gluten-free? And he's going to go, no, sorry, bro. So we did have to go to the welcome booth they had set up, and he did help us. I took a picture of their allergy menu, and it was like 3 food options. You can get, there was a salmon salad, a beef, like some kind of...
Yeah, beef something.
Beef something. And the Snickers Mickey macaron.
Yes, which we ended up getting.
We did get, which we'll talk about in a second. And then a bunch of drinks. So yeah, I could get a bunch of alcoholic drinks, get absolutely sloshed in the park, or I can eat 3 food items. So it wasn't a ton. And again, I was surprised. Again, I think the most popular food modification would be vegetarian, vegan. They didn't have anything indicated anywhere. So that was really weird. Very, very weird. So anyways, if you go to the welcome booth, they will let you know, but it's not as easy as just looking at the menu like normal folks. Mm-hmm. But we did try that Snickers Mickey macaron.
Yes.
Macaron?
Yes, and if you haven't seen it yet, I do have a picture of it over up on our Instagram at Market House Podcast.
It was good.
It was very sweet, I do have to say.
Yeah.
But we are both texture freaks, and it was like creamy and like chewy, but then like crunchy. I loved
it was awesome.
The textures. It was
really good. I would have to be in the mood for something really sweet. I mean, it was sweet.
Yeah, I mean, they got it down though. It really tasted like a Snickers bar.
Well, there's like big chunks of Snickers.
It was really good. I was surprised.
So yeah, texture-wise, it was fun because it was like, all the things, crunchy, creamy, all that stuff. Yeah. But then at the end, I got maybe 4 or 5 bites in, and I was like, I can't eat anymore. Yeah. It's so sweet.
It's definitely something you should split.
Yeah.
But it was pretty good.
It was good.
Yeah, again, it was very sweet.
It was very sweet. And then, quick note, it is misleading. So I waited in line. The line to purchase this item was maybe 2 people deep. I waited 30 seconds.
Yeah.
You were getting coffee for us while I was in
yeah.
this line. Yeah. So I was out waiting in line at this booth. What was this one called? The cheese one. It was the cheese booth, which is weird why the macaron was there. But anyways, it was called something cheese or something.
Okay.
So I'm over waiting in this line, 30 seconds to order, and I'm looking around and I go, wait. I asked the person next to me, what's this line for? It had to be 60 people deep. And I said, what's this line for? And she's like, oh, this is to pick up the food. And I was like, no. So I get in this line and I'm texting Caitlin going, I'm going to be here for like 35 minutes. So just wait, or you can come join me if you want.
Yeah.
I waited like 5 minutes. It went by really quick.
Yeah, because basically when you order, you get up to the cast member at the booth, they look at your receipt and they just grab your item and give it to you.
Yeah.
So it's like you're just going like nonstop.
Sure.
You're not just sitting there waiting for because like the cast members are back there prepping it.
Yeah.
So it's not like this gourmet meal where they're taking 15 minutes per dish.
It's been made. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, it was really good. So it moved fast. It was, again, those lines are misleading. So don't get too upset when you see the lines long. It's just a show your receipt, grab your item, and get the heck out. So that's just a little side note, little tip for your food and wine experience. But yeah, the Food and Wine Festival makes DCA very, very crowded.
Yeah, especially where the booths are.
Very crowded.
Yeah,
that whole walkway is a mess.
Yeah, so everywhere there's a booth, there's like mobs of people. Other than that, like at Disneyland or like say, where's like is it Hollywood area?
The Hollywood backlot. Yeah.
Like that wasn't busy. It was only just where the booths were. Because overall,
which is the main walkway through the entire park.
Yeah, I thought that it was going to be busy like everywhere, but
no, just that area. And then it made Disneyland light. So like
it was great.
It's rare when you can go over to Disneyland and Adventureland and be like, okay, there's like 14 people here, but there was like 1,400 in that DCA walkway.
Yeah, it was a lot. And I don't think the lines helped. Because that probably just made everyone...
Well, everyone pushes in the middle.
Yes. So that's probably why.
I got bumped into 45 times through my trip. And I get a little like, okay, like I'm getting claustrophobic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I felt like someone was like swiping stuff out of a backpack because I kept just going whack, whack, whack while standing in the line. I'm like, dude, come on. So anyways, just get used to that crowd. Maybe do a stiff arm. Just make sure people keep their space 6 feet.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a very busy time. But the crowds overall during our trip were pretty reasonable for a weekend.
I was surprised, especially for opening weekend at Food and Wine.
It was light.
And we've been seeing on Instagram and YouTube how the park's just been slammed.
Yeah.
So being able to see that, I don't know, I was pleasantly surprised, which it worked out in our favor.
I was expecting 4-hour waits for everything, and it was
it was
pretty
great.
Reasonable. Yeah. So lighter crowds than usual. I can't speak to future dates, but Saturday for some reason was even lighter than Sunday. So Saturday barely waited. I guess I can speak English for anything. But Sunday was a little more packed, which was bizarre. I thought that would have been flipped. But we did combat some of these crowds using Genie Plus for the first time.
Yes. And you know what? I have to admit, I loved it.
Okay, hold on.
I loved it.
Hold your horses.
It's expensive, but you guys, I just have to tell you straight off the bat, we got so many rides done.
Wow.
And again, you know what? I know that it was...
You're not a Disney purist.
No, trust me, I am. I know it used to be a free system, and I really wish it still was. Yeah. But unfortunately, we all have to admit, even though we don't like it, it's not going anywhere. The paid Fast Pass thing is here to stay. But anyways, we did it, and we rode so many rides.
We did.
Like...
I hate saying it, but... Yeah, you kind of said it for me. It worked.
Yeah.
I didn't want it to. I wanted to spend that. I spent $40 in the morning, right? We got in the park and I said, you want to do this? So it was mostly just to try it out so we could talk about it.
Right.
Because I said, I was pretty set on like, I am not giving them another dollar for this. Because it was free. I paid... What? How much we pay for a pass? It's $950 a pass.
And again, we're only paying for 2 people, let alone if a family. I can't imagine. But again, though, families, you guys, people were paying for it.
Oh, yeah.
There were so many people. Like, we saw a group of like 20 people.
Yeah.
All of this huge
multiple
family.
families. Yeah.
Yeah, all of them.
All paid for it. No problem. Yeah. And they were booking in line next to us. They were like, yeah, you guys want to ride cars? Let me buy the Lightning Lane. They were like spending money like it was going out of style, man. So anyways, it's working. Again, like we said at the earnings report, they said 50% of people are purchasing this thing. So anyways, people are using it. It's here. It sucks, but it's the reality. So anyways, we gave it a shot. I was a little upset parting ways with my $40 and it worked. It really did.
While we were throughout the day, I kind of put down some of the times. And for example, Soarin' Over California, which is a hit that weekend because it was the opening weekend of it being
yeah. We didn't mention that. Soarin' Over California. So yeah, Soarin' Over California is back.
Amazing.
For Food and Wine.
We loved it. That's one of our favorites.
It's better than the new Soarin' Over the World.
Yeah. Well, and so again, that's back. So that line was crazy.
Long, like the whole weekend.
So when we went there in the morning, it was a 40-minute wait time.
Yep.
And we only waited 10 minutes for Lightning Lane.
Yep.
Perfect. Because, that line is not fun. It's boring. And another one we did Guardians, 55-minute wait time. We only waited 30 minutes. And that one was a little longer because one of the elevators that you go in the shafts, it stopped working.
I think it went down and no, that wasn't it. That's another one. Never mind. I thought that they changed the line a little bit. No, the line stopped moving for a solid 10 minutes. We just sat there on the stairs for 10 minutes, and I think there was something up with one of the elevators. They got it working, and then it kept moving. But anyways, not too bad, right? It shaved 25 minutes off our wait. Monsters, Inc. This was crazy. It was busy the entire weekend.
Yeah, it was kind of odd.
So this was on Saturday. It was a 45-minute wait time when we showed up. We only waited 10 minutes in Lightning Lane.
But it was long the whole time.
Yeah, no. At one point, it was 70 minutes. For Monsters, Inc.
I don't get it.
It was weird.
Yeah.
So anyways, I think it is because of Food and Wine. Imagine this, though. Mom, dad, 3 kids going to the park. Dad's like, hey, I'll wait in line and get mom and dad this beef brisket meal with a beer.
Yeah.
While I'm doing that, you guys go ride. I think it's just a lot of families in the park, and DCA specifically, and sending the kids on the kid rides.
And I don't think a lot of people minded, honestly, because everybody was in line just eating and drinking. So it's like they didn't really mind waiting long waits.
Yeah, they had
they're just eating
appetizers.
Yeah, so it's fine. Yeah.
Big Thunder. This one was nuts. 40-minute wait time for standby. We waited 6 minutes.
And I'm talking like 5 minutes and like 30 seconds.
No. It was 5 minutes. I remember specifically because I said we got to round up. To be fair, it was like 5 minutes and 40-something seconds.
That's insane. It was literally a walk-on.
Yeah, we walked through the line, waited a couple minutes there at the gate, and then walked right onto the train. It was bizarro. So that was awesome. Space Mountain posted wait time for standby 50 minutes. Yeah. We waited 10 minutes.
That's insane.
It shaved 40 minutes. Now, again, back in the day with the Fast Pass service, it was free, so everyone used it.
I felt like you waited longer with Fast Pass,
You did. So I was about to go into that.
Yeah.
So you would wait longer because there was a little more push. So, again, more people using it. And then it would be like, hey, they'd open up the standby line, let people through for a few minutes, let open the Fast Pass line, maybe let that open for 5 minutes. So it would shave maybe 10 to 15 minutes off. This legit shaved 90% of the wait time.
Yeah, it was amazing.
So, and then finally, you can end it with Indy. That's our favorite ride.
You know me, I love Indy. The wait time was 45 minutes, and we waited 20 minutes.
Yep.
Again, we got stuck.
We got stuck, so this is what they changed. This is what I was alluding to earlier.
Yeah.
So back when we went in January, they would merge the lines in the projector room. When you see Sala up there, talking about seatbelts and all that stuff, they merged the lines right where the indoor part of the queue begins.
Yeah, it was weird.
So they merged them very quickly, so you only skip the outside queue part with Lightning Lane or Genie Plus.
Yeah. Again, it was, I think overall it was worth it. However, when you do not have Lightning Lane, it is quite interesting doing standby now.
Well, hold on. So Lightning Lane specifically for the Lightning Lane only rides.
Yes,
The Genie Plus ones, not so much. Those ones move kind of normally.
So confusing.
So we waited in cars, standby, because I was not about to. I just paid $40 to use Genie Plus, and I said, do you want to go in cars?
And I'm like, mm-mm.
Yeah, so I'm like, do you want me to spend the $12 a person, an extra $24, so we'd be $64 into line mitigation.
Not for it.
So Caitlin didn't want to do it. I said, I agree. So let's go with standby. So it was a 70-minute?
70.
It didn't move.
No.
We literally did not move.
We stood there in like one
minutes?
portion for like 20 minutes and didn't move. So
and you saw the Lightning Lane just like moving and grooving.
So those individual Lightning Lanes, like if you had that, you were like the MVP of the line. Like everyone will wait until all of you have gone through.
So another even more egregious example was we were over in Web Slingers.
Web Slingers.
I almost said spider jumpers. Web Slingers. The ride we still have not ridden.
I know. We tried.
We tried. So it was a posted 70-minute wait. Same thing. I asked Caitlin, do you want to use the thing? She's like, nope, I ain't spending any more money. So all right, let's get in the standby line. and play a game or something to let the time pass. So we sat there for 30 minutes and moved maybe 6 feet.
Yep.
And sure enough, a guy goes over the intercom and says, "Hey, everyone, just want to let you know that posted wait time is probably inaccurate. You're going to wait a little longer. Sorry about that." And you know why? I look over, and it must have been a giant return time or something. Mm-hmm. The Lightning Lane line was packed, and they were going, they never stopped.
There had to have been like 150 people going in.
I would say more.
And all of us were kind of like,
just standing there. It had to have been 300-400. Yeah. It was a ton of people, and they're just filing in.
Yeah, and I would say like 3/4 of the line left standby.
Yeah, we all left. We left 30 minutes in just saying, I can't stand here. Oh, yeah, they increased the wait time to 110 minutes.
Yeah, from 70 to 110 because of Lightning Lane coming in.
Yep.
And I'm kind of like, okay, I don't know.
It's excessive. So, again, I get a little bit of I get it. They should get some kind of priority. They paid. I don't agree that I don't even like the system to begin with, so it kills me to say that. But again, if you're putting money up, you should get some kind of priority. Not like you own the ride. Like these people paid $12, not $120.
It's just hard though because it's almost like if they're gonna let people go in, then they need to limit what people can buy per hour because it was literally I'm sure 400 people came back at that time. Can you imagine all those people?
It was crazy.
Yeah, and then when they wouldn't let people from standby in, it was only 10 people at a time.
Yeah.
So we basically just it was interesting.
Yeah, it was not enjoyable. But really quick, before I forget, I do want to say a couple things on Genie Plus, the service, the $20 person one. Definitely don't need to buy it for the whole trip. I would not tell a family or anybody, even 2 people like us, you do not need this every day because we kind of started, you can only use this for one ride, right? I'm sorry. You can only book one ride for the day.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so that makes sense. I'm still not saying it right. So if I want to ride Pirates of the Caribbean and I book a Lightning Lane, I can do it. I can't ride Pirates again that day using Genie Plus.
Well, yeah, only one time.
Only one time. So one ride, one time per ride. If that makes sense. So you will quickly, because of how efficient the service is, you will run out of rides. We looked at each other going, we can use it on 2 rides. I don't really want to ride them. But we rode pretty much everything we wanted to ride with it. Yeah,
and I feel other than a select few, the odds of every single day that you're there, for example, Pirates being 65 minutes.
Yeah,
I doubt very seriously that's going to happen. I mean, again,
summer.
It's known. Summer, yes, but normal times it'll fluctuate 30 to 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. So I would say, I would recommend doing it at least once. Yeah. That'd be perfect.
Yep. Saturday or Sunday, your busiest day, just buy it then.
Yeah.
And then finally, the app this is more of a complaint, but the app is very confusing now. I didn't even know how to buy it. Remember, we were both poking around the app, and I was like, how do I buy this dang service? And I had to act like I wanted to book a Lightning Lane, and it said, you don't have Genie Plus yet. Do you want to buy it? And I was like, yeah. I just wish there was a giant fat blue button that said, buy Genie Plus this morning.
Yeah.
So anyways, the whole app is actually pretty wonky. It crashed multiple times on me. I was trying to scan into the park, and I couldn't even access my ticket. Yeah, it was all janky. So the app needs some reworking, to say the least. Finally, this is kind of some random notes I made.
Yeah.
Just kind of, I didn't want to forget these things. I used to rip on Galaxy's Edge all the time.
You did.
I did. When it first opened, I said, it's cool. I liked it, but it's kind of boring. There's not much to do back here.
Yeah.
But we walked through it 5-6 times this trip because I loved, and I think it's because I've been watching the Galactic Star Cruiser stuff on the East Coast. We've been watching, we're about to sit down and watch Boba Fett because we still haven't seen it yet because you bowed out in the beginning, but we need to watch it for the next Mandalorian series or season. So anyways, I started to appreciate Galaxy's Edge even more so this trip. The atmosphere, the ambiance is amazing.
I think this was the first time we were able to take it all in.
Yeah, it was less crowded because of Food and Wine.
Yes, yeah, it was nice, and
we rode Rise.
Standby, which was I love that ride.
It's awesome.
That has to be my favorite ride in the park.
Period. Yeah. Oh, best. But we waited only 50 minutes maybe?
Yeah, it was
a miracle.
It was
and
great.
Remember those girls we ran with?
Oh, yeah. So Caleb and I, basically what happened was Rise was really, what's the word? The wait time was very long, our entire trip.
It usually is.
And then there was this one little speck of time where Caleb looked at the app and it had dropped down to, was it 50 minutes?
60
minutes. So we're like, we're going to book it because it's around dinner time. People are starting to eat dinner. So we start running and we hear these girls behind us talking. What were they saying? You heard them.
Yeah. So we're running and we're not sprinting, but we're fast walking / kind of jogging.
Yeah.
And these girls go, I think they have the same idea we do. And she goes, look, let's follow them. And I turned around and kind of started laughing, and the girl looked at me and she goes, "Did you guys see the wait time?" And I said, "Yeah."
So we're all running together.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was a good memory.
It was fun. Just random
memory.
Random. I don't know. They had to have been high school maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just literally these girls are just kind of giggling, following us, and then we hit a point where we didn't know where to go. I don't know why. Galaxy's Edge is so confusing.
Yeah.
It's like a triangle of weird. Anyways,
I just go different directions.
Yeah,
everyone
we looked
just
at
follows.
each other. We looked at this random group of girls. Do you know where to go? And she's like, no. And I was like, I don't know. Let's go left.
Off.
Yeah. So, anyways, we had a little group experience with these young ladies in the park. That was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah, they were nice. And So, anyways, just a little note of how I appreciate Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, we love
that much more. And this next bit of news is, I don't know.
I was so
cool.
excited.
So. Many of you probably already know who Chris Provost is from Provost Park Pass. That is a family favorite YouTuber of ours, and we met him.
It was okay. So we saw him on the first day.
The first night.
And it was at night. We were just getting to the park.
Yeah.
And he was on the phone. So we're like, we're not going to be rude and be like, oh, Chris, blah, blah, blah. Because again, he's on the phone.
Respect.
And so Caleb was like, you know what? I wonder if we'll see him again. Because, he's doing his videos. And I wonder if his wife is here and Miles is here.
Yeah.
And actually on our last night, we saw him walking around, and you know what? He was literally having people come at him from all different angles.
Yeah.
So we just waited patiently.
It was almost like a meet and greet line.
Yeah. And he turned us, and he was so sweet.
He was very nice.
Very down to earth.
Yeah.
And
took the time to talk to us. It wasn't like hey, you want a picture? And then leave. No, he was like, hey, where are you guys from? Is this true? I heard a guy say, he just sat there for 5 minutes and talked to us. He was a really, really pleasant guy.
I took a picture with him. It was really, picture, yeah. I love, if you haven't seen their videos, definitely go check them out on
YouTube.
They're so good. Well, I was going to say, they have a podcast.
Do they really?
Yeah, they do.
I don't know.
I'm almost positive he has a podcast.
I think everyone has podcasts.
Oh, it's so good.
Look at
He's
us.
great.
We have one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, it is. Yeah. They have a great YouTube channel. Very fun. The guy is he's an infectious laugh. His attitude towards life is awesome. So anyways, he's as pleasant in real life as he is on his videos.
Yes.
And that is a really cool thing to see. But overall, we had a great time. It was a really, really good trip.
I miss it so much.
I
can't wait to go back.
It's only been a week.
I know. And I'm going through withdrawals because I'm like, right now we'd probably be eating sprinkles.
I know.
Here or there.
She keeps saying, right, at this time we'd be doing this, or this time we'd be doing this.
I can't wait to go back. I miss it.
Yeah. No, but again, we are in a very lucky position to be able to go as often as we do. We don't live too far away, and we do have the Magic Key stuff. So anyways, we appreciate our time that we get down there, and we will enjoy this season of time we get to go as much as we can. So we're just going to soak it all up. Yeah. But anyways, I think that's it.
Yeah.
It was a good trip.
It was great.
We had a good time. Springtime in Disney is pretty magical. It was cold.
Yeah.
But
it
nice, beats
though.
that 98 degree
I was going to say it's better than sweating.
Yeah. I don't do it very well down there in the summer. So anyways, I think that brings us to the end of the episode. So thank you so much for listening.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Why don't you do the Instagram shout out since you do it?
Yeah. Welcome to our podcast. Hi, we're Market House. Yes, if you haven't followed us already on Instagram, we are over there. We post all of our trip pictures. We do reviews on food that we might eat. It's our baby. We love that thing.
Yep. So you can follow us at Market House Podcast over on Instagram. And like she said, we do post all the fun things on there. Consider leaving a review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Yes, please. We're looking for our first review. So you could be the first person to review. We will love you forever. We would love to see and hear your feedback, whether it's a review or on Instagram. Just please let us know what you think. And
you might have a chance of winning a $3.50 Subway gift card.
Or a Dasani water from the park.
Yeah, because they're $4 and those things are expensive. So anyways, thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next time.
See ya.